Hi folks, another week has gone by. This is Don Schaefer. I'm excited to be with you. We are on a journey trying to develop understanding in life and the things that God would have for us. And I know we've been calling this Discovering the Champion in You. It is my firm belief that God has created each and every one of you to be champions in this world. And that's where we have to discover things within ourselves and discover the principles of God to learn really and truly how to have a successful and wonderful life. And I know last week we had gotten into an area where we were talking about living life and becoming a work in process. We talked about the fact that God has created us and He has a process that He's putting us through. And so many times people come into the position where they curse the process, where they get down on God because of circumstances that they're in, when they fail to realize that this is the part of God that is creating us and allowing us to become something precious and beautiful. It is much like in the Bible when it talks about the potter and the clay, and how the potter forms the clay and molds the clay and works it over and sometimes starts over and starts remodeling it, and then he puts it through the fire, and heats this thing up. But when it's done, it is a piece of beauty. It's a piece of perfection. I know I've heard stories that sometimes even the blood of the potter gets into the clay and is part of whatever is happening there. He puts himself into it. It's the same thing that God does with us. So we truly are a work in process. And for some of us, it seems like our life is going around in circles. Well, we might be on that potter's wheel, and we might be going around in circles. But eventually, God is going to have perfection and something beautiful in each and every one of us if we allow Him to place His hands on us. Well, this week, I want to talk about another area here, talk about living is giving. And the fact that we are all created to be able to give. And it is so common in this world today for people to continue to think only about themselves. They get very selfish in life, and you do things because you're thinking, well, what, I might benefit if I do this, or what's in it for me. We get an attitude this way, and a lot of times we don't reach out and do the things we should be doing, and then we wonder. We sit back and say, you know what? I don't feel real happy. I don't feel real pleased about myself. I just, there's just something seems to be lacking. I don't feel fulfilled. Well, God has got the answers. The Bible says, give and it shall be given unto you. When we give of ourselves to other people, we place ourselves in a position where God can give to us. And that's where a lot of times we are so worried about our problems and our issues. Well, if we can take our problems and our issues and maybe set them aside for a second and look at other people and helping them with problems and their issues, we will find that God will find a way to solve our problems and our issues. And that's where in life we can have all the treasures, we can have all the beauty of life if we can learn how to give of ourselves. Giving is such a tool. The Bible talks about the joy of the Lord is my strength. So where do we get joy in the things of God? We get it by giving of ourselves to other people. And the person that can grab onto that key and that understanding will have a very joyful and fulfilled life. They will not have to worry about loneliness and depression and unhappiness and all the things that so many people struggle for and so many people take things to overcome it. They will have the blessings of life. I want to thank you for being with me, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you.